All right, folks, today we're taking a look at this doorknob right here. And as you can tell, it really doesn't take much for this thing to just become incredibly wobbly and loose. And at this particular investment property of mine, I have tried tightening the screws that I'm going to show you here shortly at least a few times already. So at this point, I've decided that enough is enough. It's time to install a new one. If you're having a similar issue like this, I'd recommend just trying to tighten the screws that you'll see me right now loosen first and see if that fixes the issue. But if, like with me, that doesn't fix the issue, it's time to go ahead and replace it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out our drill and a screwdriver. Now, I'm a really big fan of this particular type of screwdriver because it allows me to quickly be able to tighten or loosen without having to rotate in a single direction. I can basically rotate back and forth as you see me doing here. So we're going to loosen both of the screws that you're seeing me do here. While I'm doing this, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, great to have you back. In my particular channel, I focus entirely around showing you how to do DIY, do-it-yourself home repairs, maintenance, renovation projects. All in all, it can save you a ton of money because in an era where everything's just so expensive, nothing against contractors, they also have to make a living. It just really goes a long way when you can start saving some money. So be sure to subscribe, check out some of my other content. All right, so what you just saw me do there was as soon as I loosened both screws, really the knobs just simply come loose. All you have to do is just pull them away from one another. There's really one on each side, right? And once I got that off, what I'm doing here now is removing the two screws to the latch and then just pulling that out from the socket that you see here. And that's basically what you have here at this point. Now, if you have an interior door, you probably don't have a deadbolt like you see here. But because this is an exterior facing door, you really have to have one of these. If you don't, I strongly recommend you install one for security. But I noticed that the deadbolt was loose, so I went ahead and tightened this for my renters as well, just for additional security. Okay, so at this point, we've got everything needed to go ahead and install the new doorknob. And what I'm going to be using is this Defiant Brandywine model, specifically one that has a key to it. And we can see here in the box that it comes with two keys. If this is a rental, you might want to get more keys for this as well. And just something to know here, this number you see here, 62955, any box or product that has that same number is going to have matching keys. So that's something important just to keep in mind when buying these. Specifically, if you want to buy several of these for your home, but you want separate keys, just make sure that those numbers do not match. Okay, now that we've removed packaging, we see here we've got the strike plate, we've got the hardware with the screws, we've got the latch, we've got the keys, we've got the doorknobs themselves. Everything really is simple to work with. Another reason I really like doing this type of project as a DIY. So first thing you're going to see me struggle here is opening up the bag. Obviously, if you want to do this quickly, just get a pair of scissors or something, or a pocket knife, utility knife. But with me, I decided to just use the keys since I have that handy. And as soon as we get this open, you're going to see just how simple this process is. So just remember, stick around. If you're watching this for the first time, you've never done this before. This is basically the same for just any kind of doorknob, unless you're really working with a very antique and outdated one. But if you've done anything in the past 15, 20 years, this is pretty standard process here. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I've decided to use one of these long screws that I already had handy. Normally you want to use these longer screws when installing the deadbolt because you want that screw to be really deep inside the door for additional security. But I also don't mind using it for the regular latch holes that you see here. It really doesn't cause any harm. If anything, it's only good for this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that one with a long screw. And this is the only long screw I have. So after this one, I'm going to use one of the screws that came with the hardware for this particular product, which is one of these silver, smaller ones. It also gets the job done. But again, for security, longer ones, the better, especially for when using them for deadbolts. And you can see the screw is kind of sticking out a little bit on that side. Perfectly fine. That's not going to cause any issues. So next up, we're going to grab our doorknobs. And when they come out of the package, they're going to come attached to one another. Go ahead and just pull them in fully all the way in, because that's going to give you the reassurance that that's basically exactly how you want to insert it from both sides, and that should be the end outcome here. I also encourage you to grab the keys before you install this, because at this point you have the decision on what orientation you want to insert the key at. If you want to insert the regular way, that's exactly the way you want to insert it from the other side. Otherwise, you might accidentally insert this the opposite way, and now you're unlocking doorknob by having to rotate the key upside down. Not the end of the world, but that can also be annoying for some people. So once you've got the right side position, you pull the doorknobs away from one another. The side that has basically the locking mechanism that you see here goes from the exterior through the center hole, as you see here, and that's going to align the two outer holes that you see me pointing in the video here. And then all you have to do is take the other side and insert it through the center. What's important here is the base, that really just rotates left and right loosely, but it's the doorknob itself that all you have to do is wiggle it a little bit before you can feel that it has engaged and gone all the way through the locking mechanism. And once you do, this part, I'll be honest, can be a little annoying because you don't have a lot of space to work with here. And that base that can move left and right freely, you have to align it just right so that you can insert the screw through it and for it to go through the opening that's now on the inside of this and into the other doorknob opening. So it can take quite a bit of perseverance at this point. Don't get too frustrated, just keep trying. Grab your screwdriver and you'll really know once it grabs a hold of the threads, because as soon as you finish tightening one side, it's really not gonna be moving too much. And putting in the second screw is even easier. Now, one thing I've learned after doing this many times, do not over tighten these screws, because if you do, the actual locking mechanism will feel very stiff, and it's going to result in a poorer user experience every time you have someone trying to open this and really having to struggle with it. Right there, you just saw me in real time accidentally drop this thing. Just so you know, I've decided not to edit these videos for the most part. I'm doing this very much raw and in the moment, so it makes for fun bloopers. Okay, so now that we've got both of these screws in there, really that's all there is to it, guys. As you see here, be sure to test this. Make sure that when you try to open it, it does. Make sure that the locking mechanism works. Make sure from the other side, same thing. When you insert the key, that you can unlock the door. Everything really needs to work well. Close it, make sure the latch engages the opening appropriately. And that's it, folks. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a like. It helps me out greatly. Also, be sure to share it with someone else that you think might benefit from watching this. And don't forget to check out more of my playlists as I show you how to do a lot more projects ranging from electrical, plumbing, drywall, flooring, everything that I believe anyone is able to do it. And the impact of that, saving a ton of money. As always, folks, thanks so much for tuning in, and till next time.